Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the 10-star Kizuna Clash against Crocodile with some of the 10.5 anniversary characters, but we aren't utilizing Vivi or Morgans. In today's video, we'll be utilizing Vivi as a friend captain for all of these teams, and we are including stuff like Roger Rayleigh Gaban, Big Mom Kaido, those particular anniversary exclusives to help take this event down. Now, the 10-star, honestly, it's just as bad as the Super Boss. The Super Boss is like really, really bad, but look, this is something else. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did some summons, you're looking for some better teams than the ones that I put out initially. Hopefully this video is for you. If it works, belt the like button. If it doesn't, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, enjoy Kizuna for what you can, because this one's going to be rough. With that said, let's dive in. Alright, so starting off with the strength variation. Sorry about that little skibbity skip there. We're utilizing Yamato with a friend captain, Vivi. Vivi's sort of kind of built up around cerebral characters, but she also buffs slashes, so you can do some stuff with Vivi there with a mono slasher team. Now, cerebrals aren't exactly in the best spot when you look at like the difference between the slasher roster and the cerebral roster. Slashers are just going to output more damage, especially with something like Zoro Sanji in the mix. So I wanted to try and build out good damage teams, as well as bringing a Vivi captain, help you guys get some of those later runs done. If you guys don't have the anniversary exclusive characters, remember I did put out another video, go check that out, and that should help you out there too. On turn 2, we come up against Kuma. Kuma has a Similar Orb barrier, and he is a very, very chunky boy. We're going to swap into Roger Rayleigh Gaban here. That's going to give us that captain shift mechanic, and that's going to avoid the captain swap that gets inflicted on this final stage as well. Very, very important that we actually have that. It works out very, very nicely. With Roger Rayleigh Gaban as captain, using their special, removes the barrier. We get 3 turns of an attack boost, and then we also get the increase for strength and in orbs there too. Swapping with Zoro Sanji is going to give us a full board of tandem orbs, which, look, will still be unfavorable, but it's not the end of the world. What you can actually do here is you can actually use the Vivi special, and that's going to give you some recovery orbs if you really want to do that, and then you can save the Roger Rayleigh Gaban special for the final stage. That's something you guys can do too, but it's really up to you how you want to go about it. On the final stage, we are going to use the Yamato special. Make sure you use her super swap as well to turn into a quick variation. You're going to use her super swap and then her special to give color affinity and increased damage taken. The versatility of Luffy is going to give increased damage taken as well, and increase the attack boost. So ideally you want to use that first. I kind of blundered this whole run up, so ideally you want to use the versatility of Luffy first. Then you can super swap with Yamato, use the special of Yamato, use the Vivi special, so that way you don't have to worry about the captain swap and whatnot, and then you can switch back into the captain of Yamato. Yamato back being captain applies the all of the fun stuff when you do turn everyone to slashes from Zoro Sanji with all the resistance down and stuff like that. Odin and Toki are going to give you an orb buff, color affinity, resistance down. They're a very, very powerful unit for this squad. Zoro Sanji are going to be your super tandem. They give the chain shenanigans. Make sure you have a tandem orb somewhere, so that's why you kind of don't want to use the Vivi special on this final stage, because you will lose tandem orbs. Now, whilst tandem is unfavorable, you can still do really, really good stuff with tandem orbs. You ideally want to make sure that Zoro Sanji is getting a tandem orb somehow, so just be mindful of that. You might have to sort of take that rainbow orb off Luffy, so he's getting the tandem orb to actually trigger that as well. But Luffy giving you an increased damage taken, conditional buff, chain boundary, a territory and stuff like that. And with that, this team should do quite a bit of damage. Even with my blunder, it does very, very good damage. So it should carry you through to the later stage. But this fight is actually like so ridiculously toxic. It's definitely the hardest of the 10 stars. And then when you take a look at what the Super Boss is doing, it's understandable why they're on the same Kizuna. Alright, so moving on to the Dex variation now. I believe this is the last variation. Team looks like this. That's the team, those are the sports. Let's dive on in. Something to note, as I mentioned, I did make a few blunders in this video. Something to note is you do want to move the Yamato and Luffy unit to the spot where Zoro Sanji is. That way you can keep a tandem orb on Law. And that way you get access to the super tandem ability. Something I just completely stuffed up, if I'm completely honest with you guys. But at the end of the day, the team does quite a bit of damage and it works quite well. And again, funneling into that slasher mentality with Zoro Sanji means that we can do some really, really nice stuff instead of utilizing the cerebral characters. On turn 2, we come up against Morio, who gives us blind on the left-hand column. He has a barrier and a full board of block orbs. Shanks just takes care of the stage. You just use the Shanks special on this turn, and basically he covers everything. You have type advantage with Shanks. You also have type advantage with Vivi too, which works out really, really nicely. And then you're basically just good to go from there. So, This stage, second stage, is by far the easiest because Shanks is just so good at what he does and makes it just, like I said, easy to take down the stage. Moving on to the final stage, we are going to come up against Crocodile. And Crocodile is going to do a 90% HP cut, give us a full board of Bomb, Block, or Tandem Orbs. He gives a Super Burn, which is a bit annoying, and then he rolls back your special. He also has an Intimidation for an attack and Orb boost to reduce it by 1 turn. He has a Revive to it, 15%, and gives you Despair on your captain when he does Revive, so just be mindful of that. We're going to use the captain swap of Roger Rayleigh Gaban here. That's going to give us a cooldown for Roger Rayleigh Gaban. Roger Rayleigh Gaban are then they're going to give us 3 turns of an attack boost, which will get reduced to 2 because of the intimidation, but it's not the end of the world. You can actually use Shanks to remove this if you want to, but ideally you kind of want the Luffy Yamato or buff first as it's bigger. And then you can kind of switch out of Roger Rayleigh Gaban and then use the EX on the revive to get Shanks' or buff that way, because it's just going to be there regardless. Zoro Sanji giving the Tandem Orbs, they're going to be a super tandem ability. Remember, like, you should have a Tandem Orb on Law, so that way you can get the Tandem. But like I said, I made a few blunders in this particular video, as you guys can see. On the revive, Law's going to remove the Despair. You have the Super EX of, the Super type of Roger Rayleigh Gaban, so that way your slashes are hitting a little bit harder. And then you, unfortunately, you don't have the EX of Zoro Sanji, but it is what it is. So on the revive, think that Law special. I was going to try some stuff with Ace, but like I just can't be fucked, honestly. I just want to play the Kizuna, get it done, and just have this event be in the past, because it's not a good one, guys. It's not a good one at all. It's really, really not. But like I said, it is what it is. But there you guys go. That was the deck variation, probably the easier one. Let's move on to the final fight. And this fight is against the quick variation. Now, I did make a bit of a change to this particular team. I did actually bring in Luffy and Ace. I was noticing that Dex Luffy doesn't get cooldowns on this particular fight, and I did need someone to remove Despair on the final stage. So I did bring in Luffy and Ace, but I did also stuff up the fact that I brought a support that is triggering on turn 2. So you need to remove the YPX support and put on something like the Valentine's Nami support. So that way when you use the Luffy and Ace special, that's going to remove the Despair on the final stage. As you can see there, the Despair just goes away. Unsure why. Someone let me know in the comment section below. I was under the impression it was 4 turns, which would go down to 3 with sockets. Maybe Vivi, as a friend captain's doing something with Despair, or maybe I have a Sailor that's doing something, but let me know in the comment section below if you know why that Despair is just being removed, because I was under the impression that it's more than 3 turns, right? So, it is what it is. So, to take down Boa, Boa is the interrupt, actually, and she gives you a 4 times color affinity boost. For the Anniversary Shanks teams, this works exceptionally well because you're going to get Chain Boundary, but it also works great for this team because Shanks Buggy will increase that by 0.75. So, this actually becomes like a 4.75 color affinity boost. It's kind of nuts. Once you take out that particular stage, as you can see, we get a full board of Tandem Orbs there, thanks to the German support, and you can just use the Super Tandem to take that stage down. Easy peasy. On the final stage, to take care of the damage reduction, we have Yamato. To remove the attack down, we have Shanks and Buggy. I believe we get some paralysis in here at one point. So Shanks Buggy is going to take care of that as well. The Despair is going to get inflicted as well, so Ace and Luffy is going to take care of that. And then we have Super Tandem with Zoro Sanji. Odin removes the 9% attack down with Tandem and Wano Orbs, so that works out great as well. You don't even need the VV special for this particular stage. You have an attack boost, you have an orb buff, you have color affinity. You pretty much have everything you need to do quite a bit of damage. So that's basically the team build. You don't actually even you have to get the what's it called, the special of Luffy and Ace. Probably use that after before the Zoro Sanji special, so that way you're getting a bit more of a attack boost. So I just kind of threw them on because I realized that I wasn't getting the cooldowns, and I was like, shit, I gotta do something. So hopefully these teams helps you guys out. Hopefully you guys can do something with Kizuna. I wouldn't go too crazy just because like the damage potential of these particular fights is quite low. Yeah, look, 4.75 color affinity. It's quite low. The what's it called, the potential for damage to this Kizuna. Obviously, like, we can do damage, just not with, like, the boosted characters to get the most amount of drops. The Super Boss is just going to be an absolute nightmare, but check out, hold out for that video, which I'll be recording right after this one. But like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, if you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.